Objects in the sky appear to revolve around the celestial pole. Actually, the Earth is rotating, and our movement makes celestial objects appear to move. By lining up the telescope's polar axis with the north celestial pole, or for observers in the Earth's southern hemisphere with the south celestial pole, astronomical objects may be followed or tracked by moving around one axis, the polar axis. This is often called polar alignment. To polar align your telescope, begin by loosening the azimuth lock so the entire telescope with mounting may be rotated in a horizontal direction. Locate Polaris, the North Star, to find north. The two front stars of the Big Dipper point to Polaris. Set the RA axis. Rotate the telescope until the polar axis points to Polaris. The polar axis is described by the arrow shown here. Relock the AS-lock. Level the base of the mount if necessary by adjusting the heights of the three tripod legs. Next, set the deck axis. The deck axis is independent of the RA or polar axis and may not be lined up with the polar axis. To line up this axis with the polar axis, first loosen the deck lock. Then move the optical tube until it points in the same direction as the polar axis. Retighten the deck lock. If your model has a deck setting circle that looks like this, you can easily set the deck axis by unlocking the deck lock and moving the tube until the pointer points to 90 degrees. Retighten the deck lock. Next, set the latitude. Look up the latitude of your observing location on a road map or atlas. Release the latitude lock and tilt the telescope mount with the latitude adjustment knob so that the latitude adjustment control points to your latitude. In this example, we are setting the latitude to 39 degrees. Retighten the latitude lock. Without moving the telescope on the right ascension and declination axes, loosen the azimuth and latitude locks and adjust the telescope until Polaris is centered in the red dot viewfinder. Your telescope is now polar aligned. Once polar aligned, the telescope can track accurately by slowly turning the telescope's RA flexible cable control. To locate and center an object in the eyepiece, loosen the telescope's RA lock and deck lock. The telescope can now turn freely on its axes. Use the aligned red dot viewfinder to locate an object you wish to observe. When the object is centered in the red dot, retighten the RA and deck locks.